What makes us who we are? There are as many answers to this question as there have been scholars asking it. One intriguing approach is the one of memory. We perceive what happens around us, filtered through the lens of our past experiences. Today, I would like to talk about episodic memories in particular, but let me give you an example. You might remember that 2 summers ago, you had a trip to Paris and you were sitting in a cafe with your loved one. It was a sunny day and you were listening to the chatter of the city. But now the question is, how is that episodic memory represented in the brain? We do know that a relevant structure is the hippocampus. And we know this because extensive hippocampal damage leads to the inability to form new memories. Unsurprisingly, it is also the brain area that shows first damage in Alzheimer's patients. In 1986, Tyler and Senna proposed the hippocampal indexing theory, which states that the hippocampus does not store memories itself, but rather points towards the memories that are stored elsewhere in the brain. So you could liken the role of the hippocampus to a librarian that can't tell you everything about the French Revolution, but it can tell you where to find the relevant books. Now we set out to find this index, but there was one major obstacle remaining. The hippocampus is quite a deep structure in the brain, so it is difficult to reach it using conventional electrophysiological measures. However, in some patients with intractable epilepsy, it is necessary to implant them with electrodes to find the origin of their disease. Each of these electrodes has 9 wires protruding at the tip of them, and each of these wires is about as thin as one of your hairs. And these wires allow us to measure single neurons in the brain in real time. So unfortunately, we can't send our patients to Paris every single time we want to investigate their memory. So we have them perform a memory task on a computer. Using this approach, we were able to identify neurons that are active when first perceiving an episode, and are later reactivated when they remember the same episode. This is the first empirical evidence that we have of index neurons since their proposal 35 years ago. It is not going to solve Alzheimer's, but we can use this to inform ongoing research that is trying to improve memory using brain stimulation. And it might be also something that comes in handy when you study your French vocabulary for your next trip to Paris. Thank you very much for listening.